Images of dead bodies at Jonestown and the inferno at the Branch Davidian compound in Waco are seared into Americans' memories. But not all religious cults are so militant. Instead of guns, some use the gospel as their weapon. That's the allegation against one local church at the center of a visitation battle involving a little Indiana girl. Call 6 reporter Jim Parsons has been investigating the story for months, and he's here to tell you what he knows about it.
Well, Clyde, 5-year-old Courtney's parents are no longer together. Her mother has legal custody and her father has weekend visitation rights. But those rights were unilaterally revoked after the mother became concerned about the church that Courtney's father was taking her to. It's all part of the wrenching, emotional struggle for Courtney's soul.
She does not deserve, at 4 years old, to think that she's in danger when she enters God's house. To me, that is a crime.
She is beautiful to behold, an innocent whose only worries should be about her doll. But little Courtney has a worry usually reserved for adults, her relationship with God. Courtney's grandmother first noticed it one day last year.
And she looked out the window and turned and looked at me and said, "Nanny, I need to get back to Daddy's church because God doesn't know where I am."
Her daddy's church is the Potter's House in the Irvington section of Indianapolis. And while Courtney believes this is where God lives, she now says she never wants to return. Why don't you want to go back?
Because I think they're going to do it again if I go back.
They're going to do what?
Scare me again.
It was on Courtney's 4th birthday that she says she was terrified inside Potter's House. She attended Friday night service here, as she did whenever her father, Shane Hyde, took her for weekend visitation. But this time, Courtney arrived home troubled.
She came home and told that the pastor, dressed up as Satan, had she called it a big fork, with a bucket of blood and a heart in it, and was having the kids stick their fingers in it.
Courtney's memory of the night remains clear.
Then he scared me when he yelled.
What did he yell?
You'll never get your hand out again.
The Potter's House pastor doesn't deny he orchestrated the devil and blood skit. In fact, he defends it.
That's the problem with this generation right now, is that people do not understand fear. There's a certain amount of fear that's good.
But Courtney's mother saw only bad things happen to her daughter after that.
She became clingy, scared of men, nightmares, really acting up. And she would talk about death all the time, how she was prepared to die. And how the dog...
So Jody sent Courtney to counselor Tom Bontrager. He diagnosed Courtney as suffering from post-traumatic stress syndrome. After that, her mother and grandparents refused to allow Courtney's father unsupervised visitation. They call what happened to her abuse.
I mean, you can take a child and break an arm or leg, and they're over in 6 weeks. Everything's fine. But mess with her mind, and it takes a long time.
We agreed to a request from Courtney's mother not to show any identifiable pictures of the girl and not to use her last name. That name, by the way, is different from both her mother's and her father's. Courtney's father is suing to get back unsupervised visitation with his daughter, and we will hear from him later on this week. But tomorrow, an investigation of the Potter's House. We travel to Arizona, the church's home base, and hear from former members who say that their lives were ruined by this church.
Courtney seems very clear about her memory about what happened there.
She is crystal clear about that. And I asked Tom Bontrager, is it possible that perhaps somebody on the mother's side of the family convinced this girl that this was a bad church or that something bad happened to her? And Bontrager says that with post-traumatic stress syndrome, you can tell whether or not these are suggestions being given to a child or whether or not she's truly suffering, and he says this child has suffered.
So there'll be a slow process then, bringing her back.
Yes, very slow, and she seems to be doing a lot better now.
That's good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks,
We'll
Jim.
look forward to it tomorrow.